Do you think Mississippi will get a new flag anytime soon? What needs to happen?
Well,
Time
Tyrell,
question.
what needs to happen is Mississippi needs to get a new flag. Now, the steps to go to that, I just saw yesterday, Rocky, that Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker of the House have made pushes to try to get the legislature to change the flag to a single flag, not a dual flag that the governor has said that he doesn't like, although the governor really has not said that he doesn't want to keep the original flag either. I'm ready for him to take a stand on that. But right now, the legislature is not willing to stand up. So, Rocky, it's interesting that the Speaker of the House and Lieutenant Governor now have reached out to religious leaders trying to get them on board to get this state flag changed, because as you know, there's been some even economic ramifications for Mississippi not changing the flag. Rocky, I mean, I know you and I talked about that before the show. You want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of the Speaker of the House and Lieutenant Governor Hoseman for taking a stand. I think that the governor is not coming out because, frankly, he'd lose some votes if he came out in favor of the new flag. Here's where it's going to change, because it doesn't look like there's enough votes to do this dynamite option where the legislature just does it themselves, because people are scared to vote against the flag that we currently have. It's going to come from economic pressure. You've seen the SEC say there's not going to be any championship games or playoffs played in Mississippi because of the current state flag. You've seen Conference USA say the same thing. That's the type of pressure, money pressure, that is going to change the state flag. It's sad that we can't get on the right side of history and do it ourselves, but those are the kind of things that make get attention of legislators when universities and businesses in their district who would normally make millions of dollars over a weekend for sports don't make that income. It leads me to the other thing. The Senate just introduced a bill, Mississippi Senate, to give immunity for an essential business where someone comes up with COVID and gets sued. It would basically bar those lawsuits and cap damages if it's an intentional act of exposure, a willful act of exposure, to only $250,000, and raises the proof to clear and convincing evidence, which we've heard beyond a reasonable doubt. Clear and convincing evidence is just right below that. Tim, I don't think this bill can pass constitutional scrutiny because it goes back to March 14, 2020. You want to talk about your thoughts on this new attempt to give tort reform?
Well, first off, I think this bill is a lot to do about nothing, because what it's trying to do is take businesses that may have been in business as essential business and try to give them immunity for things that they may or may not have known what they did. I think that any lawsuits that are brought against businesses prior to the CDC guidelines and prior to reopening are I say businesses, I think lawsuits against those businesses are going to be very, very tough. I know I wouldn't take one unless somebody had committed some sort of act that was clear and convincing and willful and wanton, which is exactly what this bill tries to prevent someone from being able to sue, and they cap it at $250,000. In addition to it being retroactive, I think this bill has got serious problems, both from an ability to be able to attack it legally. I think the bill has problems that it's a grandstanding of the Senate and those who authored this bill to try to get some attention for the business in order to get votes. And what business owners need to understand, and Rocky, you and I run businesses. I mean, not just law office. I mean, I have things outside of the law office as well. And while I want those businesses protected for actions that they may do that are just run of the mill, not negligence or willful and wanton, certainly I don't want anyone protected for some sort of willful act. And so I think it's a grandstand. Unfortunately, our Senate and our legislature can't pass a bill to change the Mississippi flag, but they want to, again, try to import tort reform and legal and limits upon recoveries of businesses in this instance that would be committing levels of acts that would amount to punitive damages.
Yeah, I think it's just a publicity stunt. I think it'll get passed by our legislature, unfortunately.
Will do.
I don't think it'll pass constitutional muster. The Supreme Court or the United States Supreme Court looks at it.
Well said. Thank you guys for that.